So you're watching this because you have a desire to know what's going on with the Appalachian Trail through hikers right now. Or you're looking for trail information, how their hikers out there are coping with the heat, coping with the lack of water. You have come to the right place. We've got some answers for all of that, what's going on. So let's dive right in. So what is going on out there? Right now the temps have been in the high 90s up and down the trail, including up into New Hampshire, as well as the heat index has been into the triple digits. So up and down the trail, we've had high temps, and we've also, as you're going to see later on, we've got hikers reporting in low to no water in some areas, and so they've had to increase their water carries. Now think about that for a minute. So that kind of compounds itself. So a liter of water weighs 2.205 pounds. So a lot of people are having to carry 3 liters out there. I know that when I have my pack and I've packed it up and I got everything but my water in it and I'm ready to go, it seems pretty light, seems doable. But when I throw 2 liters of water on there, it all of a sudden it just feels like it gets exponentially heavier. So folks are carrying 3 liters of water in some places. So that's 6.615 pounds, almost 7 pounds of water that they're carrying. That's how much they're toting up and down the hills on the Appalachian Trail. So think about it a minute. An ultralight hiker is typically considered anybody with under 10 pounds of their trail weight. Even a lightweight backpacker is typically considered anybody trail weight of 20 pounds. So if you're carrying that much water, then you're around 70% of your trail weight for an ultralighter, and almost 30% or 33% for a third for a lightweight backpacker. So that is a lot of water. So weight on the trail equals less comfort, equals harder hiking, equals drinking more water. So it almost feeds upon itself. So that's what the folks out there are going through. Kind of want to give you that perspective as the hikers report in about how things are going on out there the trail. So we got Gadget Girl, Navajo Joe, and Bunny. They're hiking together. They have made it to New Jersey. Congratulations to them. They say the weather's turned hot and humid again. So we had a little bit of a reprieve up there for, I don't know, maybe a day or so, but it wasn't much. And they say the water sources are scarce, although they did have a thunderstorm last night, which helped out a lot. But as soon as that runs off, it's just not enough to recharge the springs from all of the dry weather that they've had. Bones, who's a Pennsylvania ridge runner up there, he is at the Tumbling Run shelter, and he indicated that a trail angel on the 4th brought up foods, which are hot dogs, pie, cake, beer, and watermelon. And of course, being a ridge runner, he packed out all the trash. Unfortunately, that's something that they are tasked with doing up there, although backpackers should be packing out their own trash. But in any case, he did, and he said some folks that were there, so that if you're tracking these folks, you know, Dr. Pop-Tart, June, Pan, Tasman, Hurricane, Wool, and Riley all got to, and some others all got to participate in that trail magic there. He said ridge running season has been super busy. So far they've had, no huge injuries, although, the normal sprains, the normal blisters and stuff like that, but he has been treating a lot of people for dehydration, and they did have to find a lost hiker and get that hiker off the mountains. He indicates water sources have been all right through south central PA, but they are starting to dry up, and he advises hikers caution north of Palmerton. So we've got trail angels throughout Pennsylvania that are leaving water caches up there. So thanks a lot, you trail angels, that doing that. So water cache being a place somebody leaving jugs of water up there. And by jugs, I mean in some cases 16 gallons, 32 gallons of water out there on the trail for hikers to get that water. And there is an area up there, through there, where you're going through an old zinc processing facility up there where all the tailings come from it. And the facility's gone now, but that groundwater has been contaminated. And so really you're not supposed to drink that up through there. You really need those water caches. Well, of course the ATC says we don't like to see water caches out there. But then you've got some idiot up there who is going around and taking upon himself to be the enforcing agent of the ATC, and he's going up to the water caches in his area and sticking a knife in them, and so draining all the water out of them and destroying the jugs that people were that the trail angels are using, making them have to go out and buy some more. So apparently this guy's been doing this for a while. He used to shoot them with rubber bullets until he shot somebody, and this is up around Nobo mile 1273.8. So his idea, accordingly to other sources, is that reputable sources, is that hikers just need to fend for themselves, and whatever the AT provides, that's all they need to do up there. So it's a different AT than it used to be years ago, when that's basically how they had to do it. But in any case, he's not the enforcement arm of it. If you know who this guy is, send me his name. Send me his location. My understanding is he used to be a hostel owner. Send me that as well. I'd like to know accordingly. I've been told that he's been taken off AWOL and taken off gut hooks, which is now far out, and no longer is listed there because of the way he's done some things there. Meeting people at the trailhead, trying to entice them to come to his hostel. And so I'm not going to mention his name for the time being. I'll decide if I'm going to mention that later or not. I don't normally call people out like that, but this is getting to be pretty egregious of what this guy's doing, and apparently he's bullying people and some other stuff up there. So not proud of somebody that's doing that. But not going to call him out here. So send me a DM, send me that, and I'll make a decision about whether I'm going to call him out of that. And I would like to contact him and get his side of it and just find out what the heck is going on with the guy, and if all these stories are true, and where he is and why he's justifying that. So back to the trail there. So we got Nichols. He's in the 100-mile wilderness. He says it's been great. He says the heat is rough, but the water is fine. He's going to summit Mama Kay, says early next week, and he sent us this picture of Whitecap Mountains. He says Mama Kay is back in the shrouded area in the clouds way off in the distance there. Chase and Buzz, they said they had a great 4th because his wife Andrea flew out there and they hiked for a few days. He said the heat is back to normal, he thinks, but it is up to around 80 degrees in the early afternoon. Cooler when they start, of course, but it's starting to get muggy with some rain coming in up there. They're still seeing Nobo hikers that either started really early or they are young and fast, and they are staying ahead of the bubble. So Chase and Buzz, they are on a flip-flop out there.
Hey Ramdino, it's Chase, hiking with Buzz and Vanish. Today I'm hiking with my wife Andrea, who flew out to hike a few days with us on the Appalachian Trail. We're sitting up here at Cheshire's Cobble, overlooking Mount Greylock. Yeah, so we're up here now. We're in Massachusetts. Should be in Vermont pretty soon. But yeah, the weather's been actually pretty good, even today, with the exception that it's pretty muggy. But the last few days have been really nice. We had a little bit of rain last night. Water sources have been pretty good, but in general, it's pretty dry up here. That we've seen quite a few water caches left by trail angels. So that's pretty good. Anyways, that's pretty much the status of our hike, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Spare and Miker, they cross into Connecticut by now and send in this video.
Good morning, Ramdino. Thank you for all that you're doing for the hiker community. Sparrow and Micah here. We are doing great. I know people are going to cringe when I say this, but I don't mind the heat. But I do need to be careful of the heat with my dog. So we've taken, some easier days for him. But we're almost in Connecticut, so we're really excited. And praying for your dad. Make sure he does everything his physical therapist tells him to do when he gets the okay after surgery. And I'm sure he'll do great. Anyway, thanks again, Ramdino. And we'll check back with you soon. Bye.
Piercy, he's hiking with Stank, Ash, High Five, and Minion, and they are coming into the Shannons. They say it's starting to get hot out there again. All the springs have started to dry up. Not good. Had to pack 3 to 4 liters of water, and they are going through the section out there through the Three Ridges, the Priest section, And that is a very, very difficult section, particularly in the heat. I just got through doing that. You can go and check out my videos on that section that I've just posted. Got some more coming up on that, but man, that was tough. They did take the Three Ridges bypass to get down to Devil's Backbone Brewery, which they said they thoroughly enjoyed. And it was a tough bypass, but it was worth it. They said they had some good views and waterfalls and some other mountainous views and stuff, but that was what they did, and they are getting pretty close to the shanties if they're not already there now. When I went through that section, I didn't have enough water just because that was my mistake. I accidentally left water in the shuttle in the bed of the truck there. It rolled out of my pack, and I didn't recognize that, so I had some serious electrolyte loss coming out of going through that section. And here's what I did about that. Well, I'm hiding 86 degrees with about 90% humidity. Now is a great time for an Element drink mix to replenish all those electrolytes that I'm missing. Here are a couple other times on trail that's also good. When you've gained about 2,000 feet of elevation in 4 miles, and you've walked through 5 fault summits, and you got all of that and more to go, that's a good time for an Element. Wish I had some, because I finished mine off a long time ago. When you've had to gain 3,000 foot of elevation to get a view like this, it's got 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. All the electrolytes you need that you are losing while you're out here on the trail. And right now, if you'll go to drinkelement.com/Ramdino, that's DRINKLMNT.com/Ramdino. You'll go there and make any order, whether it be for their sparkling version or their drink mix. They'll send you a sample of almost all, if not all, of their flavors that they have out there. And they've got a lot of flavors, and they are all awesome. And this stuff's addictive, whether it's sparkling or whether it's in the powdered mix form. It's awesome. So go and get you some. So where I could get water, then I made sure I filled up on Element drink mix, and that really got me through there. Didn't have any kind of cramps or headaches like I've had in the past when I didn't have Element there taking care of me through the way. So that stuff's really awesome. So Drifter and Blue, they are in Massachusetts. They say the forecast is getting hot again this week and muggy. They said most of the seasonal water sources have been dry, and some of the more reliable ones have been very low. Overall, the water from northern Pennsylvania to Dalton has been very sketchy. And trail conditions are good, and they've had no major blowdown. So starting to see a trend here. Heat, lack of water sources through there. So to recharge these aquifers that produce these water sources, we've really got to have some major rain, and it's got to be over an extended period of time. We're going to get some weather coming through there, but because the groundwater is so low right now, it's going to take a while after it passes through. They'll be good for a while, but then they'll be drained. Caboose Season 1 in Phoenix, they are done with Pennsylvania and north of Delaware water gap. So congratulations to be done with Rocksylvania, but the rocks don't end here at the state line, I can assure you. They said it was hot all day yesterday. They had heat advisories. It had rain one night there, but most of the water sources are dry. No surprise there. Luckily, they had Trail Magic for the last few days, so they had some good food, and they also had water and electrolytes that they got from those from that Trail Magic, and they also have had water caches at some of the gaps. Say the trail's been rocky as expected, but a few days there was quite a few blowdowns, and the bouldering out of Palmerton was pretty intense. So they didn't expect it to look anything like this. To be honest with you, I have not been through that section, and I had no idea it looked like that either. So thanks a lot for sending in that video there. That is some intense bouldering. Chuck and Bluegrass, they have made it to the Cookie Ladies in Massachusetts. So,
hey Ramdino, This is Chuck and Bluegrass. We're staying right now, sitting in front of the Cookie Lady's house. So we're at mile 1566, I believe. Trail has been pretty good today. It's I do have to say that Massachusetts does a good job of keeping up their trails. The trails have looked good. Whole lot of ups and downs. Weather has been perfect for us, and a lot of the creeks are starting to dry up. But I will say that just about every major road crossing we've had some kind of either trail magic or a lot of water caches. So people in Massachusetts are taking care of us. Anyway, we'll be moving on north, and we'll catch you next time around.
So that's an awesome place to take a break. They stayed in the hangar. I did the same thing while I was there, and I had dropped a video on that last year. It was really neat to stay. They just got a great vibe going there. I did have to pick this giant can of blueberries, but as soon as I walked up, without doing anything, she brought me a cookie and brought me a lemonade. And I can't remember the name of the lemonade now. Dang, I'm knowing what it is now. I want to say Polynesian, but maybe it's pomegranate. I can't remember what it is, but it was the best lemonade I have ever had. It was an unusual lemonade as well. But anyhow, it was great. And then picked the blueberries. She fed me that night. Didn't charge me to stay out there in the hangar because I did a work for stay. So I would highly urge all of you thru hikers that are going through there, stop by the Cookie Ladies, help her out there if you can, but just enjoy that and thank her for what she does for the hikers out there. 111, he is in New York, and he sends in this video.
Good afternoon, Ramdino and family. It's 111. Just wanted to let everybody know, happy 4th of July weekend, and I am currently in New Jersey. And now I'm in New York. Hip hop hooray. New Jersey down. See what New York's got to bring. Hope everybody's doing well. Have a great weekend. 111 out. Bye-bye.
So Sweet Potato, last time we were talking about whether she was going to flip or not. A lot of you chimed in, as did I, and she did decide to flip. So she sends in this video.
Sweet Potato here. I'm in the process of flipping up to Maine. I traveled yesterday from Pennsylvania all the way to New Hampshire. I'll be here for a couple of days, do a little bit of day hiking, make sure I keep active, but also take the rest that I need so that I can summit Katahdin in 2 days, I think it is. I will be hiking Mount Washington while I'm here in New Hampshire, and that may help logistically when I make my Sobo trek through that area. But the weather is great and looks like it's going to stay great, and I'm excited about this new part of my journey. Having a new perspective on things and new challenges will be fun.
So she is made it to New Hampshire and is actually already climbed Mount Washington, and looks like it was pretty cool there because you'll notice she had her puffy on. I talked to Whispers, our northern correspondent, and he said at high elevations it was very cool. Matter of fact, they recorded this past week the lowest temperatures that they've ever recorded on Mount Washington for this time of year. It was like 27 degrees up there, which is very, very cold. That's right. That's right, Daisy. It's very cold up there. We don't have to worry about that around here, do we? Okay, sweetie, let's get down. I'm gonna have to let you get down and go hang out with Coda Dog. All right. So anyway, so Whispers did say it was very cool up there, and had no idea it was cold enough anywhere to wear a puffy right now. But it's great to hear though from that video. It looks like she's got a whole new perspective on her hike, and just really seems to brighten up from making that flip up there. So that's awesome. I think she was in Virginia, if I'm not mistaken, so she's probably getting the Virginia blues going through there. Virginia's got more trail miles than any other state in it for the Appalachian Trail, and so the Virginia blues are real. I've been section hiking through there, it seems like, for years now. And maybe it has been, but yeah, I'm ready to be out of Virginia. Inchworm, he reports in from Maine, sends in this video.
How you doing, Ramdino? Inchworm here from top of Speck Mountain up here in Maine, looking back at Misc Notch. Did that yesterday. Finished up the weights a couple days ago. Here you can see, where is it? Way back here, Mount Washington and all that fun stuff. Yeah, so weights are completed. I'm in Maine. I got about 260 miles to go to Katahdin. Hopefully be there in about 2.5 weeks. Hope all is well with everybody out here on the trail. Honestly, I'd say don't listen to the hype. Misc Notch was not that hard. It was fun, it was challenging, but I don't think it was that hard. But hey, that's just me. Have a good day. Happy hiking, everybody.
Spurs, he's made it to Pennsylvania. He sends in his update.
Hey, Ramdino. Spurs here, checking in at the Mason-Dixon line. Made it out of the south and into Pennsylvania.
Payday, he has made it to Delaware Water Gap. He says water availability is still an issue, but they've seen a lot of water caches up there that trail angels are regularly stopping, that he says helps out tremendously. And he sends in this video.
Hey, Ramdino. Payday here. Coming out of Wind Gap, Pennsylvania right now. Had a beautiful stay at Dietz's Tavern last night. Huge shout out to Dietz's Tavern. If you're anywhere near Wind Gap, Pennsylvania, go check them out. Super hiker friendly. They let you pitch a tent in their backyard of the tavern. They made coffee for us this morning. Beautiful place. Highly recommend it. But today should be the last day of Rocksylvania, I'm hoping. Going into Delaware Water Gap today and then into New Jersey. But my feet are barking. They are sore. Everything hurts. Nothing chronic, just general walking on sharp rocks all day kind of sore. But we're heading north. Happy trails.
Rooted, she's made it to Pennsylvania, and she sends in her video.
Hey, Ramdino. Good thing you can't see how profusely I'm sweating. But anyway, nobody warned me that the end of Maryland kind of looks like what Pennsylvania will be like. If it wasn't for those white blazes, I would have no idea where to go in all these rocks. But anyway, end of Maryland. I only got a couple more miles in Maryland. So just checking in and hanging in there. All right, Lord bless you all, and thank you, Ramdino. Take care, bye.
No Rush and Chopsticks, they are north of Lehigh Gap, and they say water is very scarce. They say most hikers are planning their hikes now from one water source to the next. So that's why it's important, if you're out there on trail, whether you're a section hiker, day hiker, through hiker, update Far Out app, particularly at the water sources, and let people know. As you're going through Pennsylvania, there's a lot of trail angels up there that maintain these water caches for you, even whether there's one idiot out there knifing them. There are other outside of his realm of influence or where he's willing to go that are maintaining those. And so if you'll post on gut hooks, then they'll know when those are getting low and when they need to get those out there. And some of these trail angels are, they're coming quite a distance to replenish those water caches out there. So appreciate all you are doing up there, trail angels, to help out the thru hikers. So that's awesome. So that's all we've got. The thru hikers that are out there on the trail. If you're a thru hiker and you want to report in, we'd love to have you be part of that. You can send me a 30-second video, maybe a selfie with you on in the background with whoever you're hiking with. But by all means, if you don't want to do all that, then just send us an update where you're at, and you can do that through direct message, Instagram, Facebook, or through an email. Works great, and all those links are down below. So look forward to hearing from me. Even if you haven't done it all throughout the course of the year, we want to hear from you, and you can pick up right now and do it on a regular basis. So we had a summit last week that we talked about, and that was Gear Magnet and his son and Landline, and they finished, and we didn't have a great picture of them, but they did send in a really cool video. And for me, this video, don't oftentimes get people send in the videos from when they finished. And they probably posted this to their YouTube page, but not everybody goes out there and watches every video of every hiker. So this kind of gives you a perspective of what it's like to finish, and how all of a sudden you're hiking for months and months and months, and all of a sudden, you're done. Now what? So let's go to the video.
Well, here we are, everybody, at the very top. I mean, I think it's actually taller over there, but here we are, just trying to figure it out from here, I guess. We're done. We're finished. Finito. It's not really finished, though. We gotta hike back down this mountain. But, you know,
Back down this place.
yeah, but for the most part, you know, we're done. It's really weird up here, actually, because it's sunny, but the clouds on Knife's Edge over there, and it's interesting. But yeah, we're 2,197.4 miles later. Here we stand. So
It's over.
it's over.
Yeah. It's over.
Yeah, we're gonna stay at the Birches tonight. So we gotta somehow get back down this mountain. It's gonna take forever. It took I don't know, 3.5 hours to get up. We weren't really pushing or anything. We had plenty of time. And if you look, you can see where we started this morning. We started right. Let me get my finger out there. Right there this morning, and the ranger station is right there. So we started a long way away from here. I feel like we went around the world to get here, but we are here.
It's all over but the cry.
Yeah, it's all over. So we're gonna go back down and just relax for the rest of the day.
Yeah, thank everybody for all the support, the prayers, everything.
Without it, I don't know that we would have made it all the way.
It's been amazing.
Yep, it sure has been. It's been a test, but you know, we passed, I guess. We passed the test. So yeah, thank you everybody, and we're going home.
Yep. So you can see it's just kind of like, okay, now what do we do? So I'm sure they've got something they're going to be doing, and look forward to seeing what's happening to them, what their next adventure is together. So we got some news going on out there. Of course, the extreme heat's grabbing the headlines. It's just like hurricanes, tornadoes, and winter storms, but believe it or not, extreme heat is America's top weather killer annually. So more people die from heat injuries than any other weather phenomenon going on out there. And here's kind of a literal heat map. And by I say literal, I mean we give you heat maps of where the hiker bubble is, but this is a literal heat map of the heat of where it is on the trail and where it's going to be this coming week. So you can see we've got some unusual heat that's coming in right up through the trail corridor. So that can be a mess. And then right on the heels of that, we've got the remnants of Beryl, I believe is the name of the hurricane coming through, that's down in the Gulf, getting ready to make landfall in Texas. It'll come up through the Mississippi Valley and continue on, and it'll come on up the East Coast, and it's going to impact the trail really all the way up the trail. So it's going to get wet this coming week. The third annual 4th of July hiker feed happened there at the Catamount Motel in Bennington, Vermont. And nope, this is not a filter. This was sent in by a viewer, and this is just the fireworks that the Trail Angel, Sir Stops a Lot, he captured this of hikers there, that this was put on for them, and they got to enjoy fireworks as well there. So that was pretty neat. One of the things that's coming on the trail that's going to be different is they now have dope. By dope, I mean marijuana, cannabis, what have you, in Cherokee, North Carolina. So people coming through the Smokies, there's only one place to get off in the Smokies. That's kind of almost halfway through there at Newfound Gap. And typically, there's only one of two ways you can go. You can go off on the west side of the mountain, catch a ride into town, into Gatlinburg, where there is no dope, you can't buy any marijuana there. Or you can go off on the east side, and before in Cherokee you couldn't, now you can. So right now, currently, they're only selling to tribe members or other federally recognized tribe members. I'm assuming that means indigenous people, tribe members. Don't know how long it's going to take, but I guarantee you it won't be long, and it'll be everybody and their mama can buy marijuana there. So does that mean Cherokee is going to come now more of a haven It's not really a haven now. Most people go to Gatlinburg, but is that going to become a trail town now? That will be interesting to see if the population increases during the bubble when they're going through there. So the search for Sadie continues, still hadn't been found. We continue to get postings on the Facebook page of new sightings of canines that look remarkably like Sadie. Thank you for all you folks that are sending those in here. I even had somebody that didn't send a picture, but he sent in a good description of where he saw a dog in the woods near the trail in Georgia. And then so we've got people that are helping out that way, and then we've got people that actually down in Georgia that are part of the effort to reunite Sadie and Bright Eyes that actually went out on trail this weekend, reported in. Didn't have any luck this time, but we only got to be right one time, folks. So all you folks that are out there that are helping with this effort, thank you so much. It's in the thousands now. At one time it was probably in the tens of thousands, but thank you for you doing that. You can go to the Facebook page. It really, if you see we don't know what happened to Sadie. We think there's a possibility she's still out there somewhere because a hiker may have abducted her and dropped her off somewhere on trail. She could have found her way back on trail just by herself somehow, or she may have been dropped off really anywhere in the country. So if you see a dog that looks like this, and one of the big things that she has is a tumor on the back of her hind left leg, that's a dead giveaway that it's a distinct possibility it could be Sadie. But send all those in. We just got to be right one time, folks. And there are people that will go on the Facebook page really all over the country, and we'll try to vet that out. We'll make phone calls, even people that will go out in the field and hike the trail and hike places and go look for, to go to campgrounds and wherever. So I just want to thank those people that did that this past weekend down in Georgia. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you for everybody that has been trying to help out Bright Eyes and reunite Sadie with her. We're going to find her. Nobody's told us to give up hope. Nothing has told us in our hearts to give up hope, so we're going to still keep looking for her. And then our Trail Angel correspondent, Spineless Cougar, he sends in data that he collects at his Trail Magic from hikers that will fill out his spreadsheet there. And he just collects data just because it's good information to have. So pack weights, and since he's in Vermont, it gives us an idea of what the pack weights are. You know, we kind of get an idea of what they started at down at Springer and what's changed up in Vermont. Also, you know, what hiker number has gotten up there when they started, kind of gives us an idea of how far north the bubble is. So his hiders, he reported back in that the black flies haven't been too bad lately, so we're starting to get through that season of them. He did indicate the trail is dry, but still some pockets of vermouth up there, but for the most part it's starting to dry. Did say that mosquitoes are still out, horseflies, biting horseflies are still out there. Some data he collected up there, so we had a high pack weight of 30.3 and a low pack weight of 17. The earliest start date was February 26. Don't have the latest start date because the data he filled, there was actually somebody starting in June, so there's no way somebody can be a pure Nobo and gotten all the way up there in June. So don't have that information, but he also asked them if they had noro or not, and 3 people on that list out of about maybe 12 to 15 indicated that they did have noro. So it's interesting to see the time they left and how that corresponds to whether or not they had noro. And then Whispers, our northern correspondent, he's typically up in the New Hampshire White Mountains areas. He did say that black fly season is tend to peak the week of 4th of July and then abate the weeks after that. So hopefully we are getting through that up there in New Hampshire as well. And he did say that it's definitely in, but it has not been too much of a bad one so far. Then the ATC, they reported a bear getting into unattended food there in the 100-mile wilderness at Joe Mary Road at mile 2,141. Joe Mary Road is a typical point where outfitters will drop off food for hikers going through the 100-mile wilderness. Unfortunately, somebody dropped it off. It's not in a bear box apparently, and so they're just dropping it off on the side of the trail. Now we've got a bear that now is seeking out a food source. That's an issue. And of course, a hiker going through there didn't get his food. So now what are they going to do going through the 100-mile wilderness when they are expecting to have that food to get them the rest of the way through it? So not good. Please do not drop off food. Don't leave unattended food caches like Trail Magic. Water cache is okay. Bears don't usually come to water caches. But if it's got candy or fruit or something like that that's not in a sealed bottle or a can, then they're going to smell it and they're going to come to it. Thanks to y'all who expressed such kind words in my last video. So my last section hike video that I posted, I was having some issues out there, some health issues, or felt like I was. Really what I was doing, it was so hot, so muggy, was not having enough water, that I was really just over pushing myself, overextending myself. And the terrain was really tough coming out of 60 there at Buena Vista. Some of the toughest that I've hiked on the trail. I've even had Chuck Howell indicated to me that that was some of the toughest terrain he's had yet as they've been hiking. And so he's already, like I said before, up there at the Cookie Ladies in Massachusetts. And so he says that's some of the Three Ridges Priest area is some of the toughest terrain that they did, and that's way down south down here. So did want to express my thanks. Y'all were just such a great community out there, and you treat me with such kindness, so I greatly appreciate that and everything that y'all do for this channel. The support you give me, whether it's subscribing or sharing or comments or thumbs up, all that helps out, as well as those Patreon folks and the people that give me a super thanks and the merchandise you purchase through my merch store. Thank you for all you do to keep this channel going and to keep me doing what I do to support the hiker community and the thru hikers out there. Folks, that's all I got this week. As always, appreciate you, and we'll see you out here.